Welcome to today's report, the 5th of June 2024. Okay, let's revisit. Right, today, I'd like to talk about the cracks in the US economy. I think this is a crucial development that we need to see. Does it escalate further or not into something worse, uh, and how is it going to affect the US Fed's decision in their rate cutting? Are they going to cut rates? And if they do that, what happens? Right? So we're going to discuss all that. Okay. So the Beige Book report provides a summary of various economic indicators and their trends across different market areas. The latest Beige Book reveals signs of weakness in the US economy. So the report highlights concerning data summarized as negligible job gains, right? Lower discretionary spending, and a more pessimistic outlook. So basically, if you read the entire report, it can be summarized to these 3 points only. Now, furthermore, tight credit standards and high interest rates continue to constrain lending growth. So worryingly, the Beige Book warns that conditions in the commercial real estate sectors have softened as well, right? So that's what came out from the Beige Book. Now, the US GDP, on the other hand, further substantiates the concerns raised by the Beige Book. The US economy grew at a sluggish 1.3% annual pace from the January through March, marking the weakest quarterly rate since spring of 2022. So this rather dismal growth pace followed a sharp drop in Q1 GDP growth, which tumbled to just 1.6% from over 3% in Q4 2023, right? So, however, one notable observation in the report is softer consumer spending. That's what we are seeing, this particular problem, softer consumer spending, which contributes to the downwards revision of the overall GDP report. Now, this is particularly concerning because consumer spending drives about 70% of the US economy, right? So, despite the Federal Reserve's effort to tame inflation by raising interest rates over the past 2 years, the US economy has shown surprisingly durability, continuing to grow and maintain employment. However, the high rates, interest rates are starting to weigh on the economy. Now, so we are seeing this problem happening right now. So that's the cause of the GDP with the high rates, right? So if you are an investor, you might see something different because investors will see this economic weakness as good news, as it could indicate that inflation is easing finally. If you have weakness, things will come down gradually. So inflation could be easing. And this would provide the Fed with more incentive to cut interest rates later this year. So as I mentioned in the past, you start cutting rates, and when the Fed restarts the QE, which inevitably it will happen in the future, you would then see the economy recover again. Then that's how the US economy works at the current moment. Okay, so currently we are in a bull market. The bad news is that the economy is starting to show some weakness. So, however, this weakness could lead to Fed cutting rates sooner, which could then be a positive for the market and the economy. So, as such, this right now presents a really peculiar situation, right? So, at the end of the day, it would be beneficial to the economy if the Fed cut rates. That can't be denied, provided that the economic conditions at that time prevents inflation from rising again. Okay, so like mentioned in the past, you will see this weakness happening, this expected, and then you will then see the market start to correct in a bigger way. But it comes to the point where the Fed decides that, okay, we are cutting rates right now. As soon as it starts cutting, that's when the market will recover and start get stronger and stronger and stronger. But like I said in the conclusion, we are in a very peculiar position, you know, it's like bad news, it's also good news and that kind of thing. But the most important thing is this: when the Fed cut its rates, right, the economic conditions must, and the most important thing, must prevent inflation from rising again. Now, if the Fed cuts its rate and inflation rises again, this is a really bad sign, and it could cause a real collapse in the US economy and also worldwide as well. So this is something crucial. This last paragraph here is really something crucial that everyone should monitor and monitor it well. Okay, so with that, that's the report for today. Let's move on to the charts.